Hello everyone, my name is Lux and I've been modding Starfield and specifically Outpost items and structures. And I was asked a lot about snapping, how to do it in Starfield, and today I've decided to make this video. Snapping in Starfield had been a lot of different than in Fallout and Skyrim before it, because of the changes to the creation engine 2. And it had been moved to xEdit instead of Nifskope. So, uh, despite that, I would point you to two videos by kinggath, Nifskope 101, and after that, Nifskope 102 Advanced Snaps. Because these are the videos that I've used to learn the basics, basic logic, and I would recommend them to you as well. But since everything was changed with Starfield, I will be talking about these new things and how to do it correctly. To start, I want to talk about the tools. I have even made, this is in browser is my own mod, and in its articles you can find an article Tools of Trade, which I've done a few days ago, where you have links to xEdit or SF1 edit, to some of the scripts, Nifskope and C2 utils and other tools for xEdit modding, Starfield modding. But in particular, I will now show you how to set up basic two tools that you need for snapping. First tool is SF1 edit. If you open this article, you can go to SF1 edit Nexus mod page, and in the files download this version. But note that this was uploaded almost 2 months ago. So for the latest version, you will need to go to xEdit Discord. There you will just accept the invite, set up initial things that the server will ask from you, and then go to xEdit builds. Here, the end of always the last message is the latest build, whichever it is. Currently it's 4.1.5b, but always use the latest. Also, always read the what's new, and specifically the complete what's new that's available on their GitHub. To get to the GitHub, you can go to SF1 on Nexus, to the descriptions, to the mirrors, and to the GitHub. Here is a source of xEdit, or TestEdit, because it's 20 years old tool that keeps on improving every day. And here you can find what's new, the latest releases and so on. But again, latest here is not as new as the one on Discord. So always download from Discord. After you download and unpack, you will have a folder like this, but you will not have these files. You need to copy xEdit 64-bit edition and change it to, say, SF1 edit or SF1 view, depending if you only want the view only option or the edit. Since you will be editing snaps, you want to SF1 edit, and I already have it here, so it won't rename. Run this file to open xEdit. Once xEdit opens, it will take about 10 minutes to index the game files, and you have to wait for this message. On subsequent starts, it will take about 40 seconds to 1 minute. You always want to wait for the message that background loader is finished. Please be patient. Next tool that you will need, and that we will mostly talk about today, is Nifskope. Again, this tool had been originally developed for other games and uses, and one of them today is Starfield, but it was not updated for Starfield. If you look for Starfield Nifskope, I will ignore the rest. You'll eventually get to this PSA, public service announcement, where they discuss the development of Nifskope for Starfield. And you will find a September post with the releases, which is from xEdit Nifskope, and it is 2.0 dev 9. But this version, while it opens models and will show you the mesh, is very basic. It will not open textures, materials, and so on. To get around this, you will download another tool. It is also linked in my article. Here under Nifskope, you'll see Fallout 76 utils and his branch to Nifskope. And again, this is source code. It is forked from the original and had been updated for Starfield. Here again, under releases, you can find the latest release. As you can see, this one is from December, but there are literally daily updates to it. If you go to actions here, you will see all the builds that have been done. This one is the release, so we had 4 additional updates to it since the December. You can click any title that has green tick, so make sure it's green, although it's always green, but make sure it's green. Once you click the link, you'll get these artifacts here, and you will want to download the build for Windows, because probably you're modding on Windows with because xEdit only supports Windows. You need Steam edition of the game and so on. So download build win. After you download this is a zip file. You will want to extract it, and again, as you can see, I keep a Starfield folder with all the tools. Once you extract Nifskope, you'll get files like this, and you can start Nifskope exe. When you open it, you will need to do some basic setup steps. Click Options, Settings, and Resources. Under Resources, you want to enter path to Starfield. You will press Browse and go to the C program files, Steam Apps, Starfield. You want to go to the folder that has executable file of the Starfield. So you want this folder where the exe is, not any other. You will enter this path, and you have to tick the checkbox saying enabled. After you do this, click apply, then go to the paths. You will probably have empty path like this. Just click auto detect. It will detect the path to data folder. So make sure it's here and it's saved. Apply and save, and then you can close the settings. After that, if you open any of the game files, sorry for sniffing, you will get model and you will get it textured completely and looking as it should. Okay, so you will also want to set up, well, you don't have to set up them, you will have to just download C2 utils. Again, in my article, you will find a link to the GitHub repository. And again, it's a tool from Fallout 76 utils. Inside it, you'll find several tools that you can use. It's like a Swiss Army knife of tools, of utilities for Starfield. And I'll show you a few examples of it. Of course, again, go to releases, download the latest release, or go to actions, click the latest action, and download build for Windows. Once you download this, again, you will unzip it and you will get folder like this. And you will have to start it in command line, because these are command line utils, but they do have the graphic user interface. So this is material info, one of the tools, which you can use to browse any materials in the game. And you can just select them in a browser view and get them displayed in this example. There are other options. Please see GitHub. Any of these links, for example, metinfo, will take you to documents and explanations how to use it. Next example is Nifsinfo. It's similar tool to matinfo, where you can open meshes or models. For example, Star Station, okay, Catwalk. And you can browse different models. You can rotate them, adjust lighting, and so on. Take screenshots. And this is a nice tool to find models that you want to work with. There is a P option that will show you details about this model, this NIF file. And here you can see a path. And as soon as you press P, it will put it in your clipboard. So you can find it easily if you have the files extracted on your disk drive. And third util is, I'll just show you an example. It's a little bit more complicated to get right the angles and distances and so on, but it allows you to see whole packing or whole cell, world cell location. This is just one example. So this is a packing with some building. You can see airlock, roof pieces, wall pieces, rails, tank on the roof, and so on. So these are all individual NIF files that complete into one building. I won't be using this tool today, but I wanted to show it to you. Here are also the links to kinggath 101 and 102, and this is a link to my own YouTube playlist. I'll be adding this video here, and I'm also using it as a showcase for my base mode. To continue. Once you have the file that you want to edit, I've used some files that I've extracted in advance. So these are the 31st of October. These are the original files, as you can see. And when we want to add the snaps to this object, we have to add a certain block in Nifskope. In the left side, you can set this. Originally, this is set up one under the other, like this. I usually put it on the side, so to display easier. In the block list, you have to right-click the top node, 9 node, right-click, and block, insert, Bethesda, connection point parents. So, once you add this, you will have one connection point, and you can see it here now in green. If you deselect this block, you will not see it. So if you select different geometry meshes and so on, you will have them highlighted in green, but you have to click on the connection point parents to see this node. This node has coordinates similar to what you will see in a moment in xEdit, with rotation and translation. If you want to add a snap to weird looking item like this, it's round and it's not modeled around 0, 0, 0 coordinates, you will have to translate this. This is simply done by entering these numbers here. Just a moment, I'll make this larger so you can see better. So again, sorry, to set up this so you can see everything. So we have x, epsilon, and z coordinates. As you see, changing this number from 0 to 5, move this to this direction here. So we want it to front. This is epsilon. And again, you have to just try it at the start. We'll put 5. It's not very close. So you have to try something like 9. And this looks fine. Third coordinate is z. So if you want to snap something, depending on height, you will want to change this, but most of the time it's best to just leave at 0. I'll put it here at 2 just so you can see what happens. This little circle will go up and point outwards from these doors. Now I will open another model because I want to show you one that already has a bunch of snaps added to it. So let's see, for example, this one. You can see snaps done here. One is for the door, and as you click them in this list on the right, connection point 0 is this left one, and it will turn yellow once I click it. Once I click the second one, this is the back side, this is the right side, and this is the front of the door. You can always add more connection points by changing this number here, for example, to the 10, but you have to click this refresh button, and now you will see new points added, but it will always add them at 0, 0, 0 and rotation 0, 0, 0. So if you look at it, it's all zeros. If you want to add some other snap to this object. Likewise, this is a little tricky. If you edited this one and later you remove these snaps by saying 5, for example, it will delete from the bottom. So one you just moved will disappear and you will have only this number 4 here. Important points about directions. I will open a more simpler model. I want a foundation. Just a moment, sorry. So corner. Sorry, foundations. And here I have a large foundation. It's simple object, as simple as they get. Maybe open a smaller one. Okay. Again, adding connection point parents will show you these snaps. You have to move each of everyone manually. There's nothing automatically about it. So here I have a lot of snaps added. Some of them are not needed. This is just a playground. But you can see this is like front, and this is important for the logic of thinking when looking at Nif. Here you have views. This is a front view. Green box is a front view. So if you look at it, this front will show this yellow snap. So think about this snap as actual front of your model. I'll show you examples where front is not front always, but in Nifskope you will think about this as a front. So I have assigned a snap that is also called front to it. And again, I have put these translation coordinates to this snap. Now, the second snap that I want to show you is the actually one in the back. So if this is front, that is back. Everything is mostly the same. Translation is similar. Almost the same. It's not a completely symmetrical model. But you will see that this one points to the back with this little hand, the pointer. It's going to the back. Originally, it would look like this. Note that this line is now pointing inside the model. If you listen to the kinggath's videos, you will hear him using the equivalent of magnets. So if this little pointer is a part of the magnet pulling this other one, because you have to imagine, I will actually do this. Like you don't have to do this normally, but I will just do this to illustrate the point. So I have now copied, sorry. Okay, ignore me. Sorry. Okay, I have copied this object and I will make a translation for a little bit more. Okay, now you can see these as two models, two separate models. This is what you will want to have later in the game. So these snaps pointing to this object will need to connect to okay. You will want them to connect to the other snap, like this one, sorry, like this one on the side of this this object. So if we make another, let's say 9, and this is number 3. Refresh. So we want to translate this to something like this. Okay, it's not perfectly placed, but just to illustrate the point, want a little bit further so you can see this whole. Okay, so now you can see that this yellow one, this is one object and its snap point, needs to connect to the other one. Sorry. Which one is it? 2? Number 2. So number 8 belongs to left object and number 2 belongs to the right object. You want these pointers to point one to the other, because if they are magnets, you want them to snap one to the other. So this is why when we remove this block completely, you want this snap here. I'll also remove this so not to confuse us. You want this snap to this one. So just imagine two objects going side by side and you want these to snap. So their little pointers need to point outwards from the object, not inwards like this one. So we want to, we want to fix this one and rotate it for 180 degrees. So it needs to point outwards so it can connect to this node. They will snap together. Same goes to the top and bottom ones. I believe this is it. So these two will need to snap to each other, because if you want to stack these foundations one on top of the other, you want them to snap their little pointers one to each other. So once you have these objects set like this, you can put these values that you got into the xEdit. Again, this was done manually. So if I add that number 9 again, it will show at 0, 0, 0. You can now see that this model is not perfectly aligned to the origin of the coordinate system. So this is 0, 0, 0. If you want this to snap, for example, on the corner to other corner, you need to translate it, and you will usually just guess the numbers until you get them right. So I went to the other side, so it's negative. But it's too much, so it's -5, okay. And then you want to go up in this direction, so again you try 5, okay, it's correct direction. Then you try like 7, and so on, until you finally get it right. Now you can see it is not perfectly aligned with the corner, so we need to get it a little bit inside. So we try 4.8, so it's almost there. Then you try 4.75. It's a manual work, it's boring, but once you get the results, you'll be happy. Again, you can see it's a little bit inside the object, so you want this put to like 8, and now it's perfect. You can rotate the object, check it. And if you really wanted this to snap diagonally, you would need to rotate it. You would need to rotate it for 45 degrees. And again, the other one would go something like this. It's not, it's 125, yeah. So you want something like this. But please first start with the normal 90-degree angles and normal objects. Don't do advanced stuff like this. It's not really advanced, but you will see the game can act up a little and so on. So it was 0, and for example, if you wanted to add something to snap on this corner or in this direction, like stairs maybe or something, then you can use snap like this. As you can see, I used one snap like that on this other corner as well. Okay, so now we have a lot of numbers. What do we do with this? You will, oh, okay, I have to go to the basics of snap points in Starfield completely. So I will talk about Outpost object because this is what my mod is all about. But same thing applies to ship components. Spaceship also snaps the hubs, weapons, landers, and so on to the ship, to the other ship pieces. And to start on, how to find the right snap template. You will have to first find your constructible object. You will open xEdit, go to Starfield ESM. You'll open constructible object list. I recommend you sorting with editor ID because this is like a short name of the object. And for Outpost, they are usually, they are usually placed at co_outpost, co_o, and then just scroll to the outpost pieces. Again, you will see naming conventions. So CO outpost is everything related to outpost building. Then you have the builders, the crafting, the decor, displays, furniture, harvesters, lights, miscellaneous, and robots, power, storage, structures, and so on. So let's say you want to work on your snaps for, I don't know, something simple, harvesters, for example. Okay, there's a million harvesters, so we'll just use it as an example. And you will sometimes find these constructible objects actually reference to the created object is a list. So if you go to the list, you'll see it has 3 aluminum harvesters. These are normal, commercial, and industrial usually. And if you control and click on its name, as you can see, when I press control, the hyperlink kind of look appears here. So press control and you can click on it and it will take you to this object. We were here, so it was easy enough to just assume these are the parts in this list, but okay, we wanted to be sure. So once you go to this object, you will notice that it leads again somewhere else. Its created object is some container. And when you go to the container, you will know there are a lot of containers. You will see that these records have snap template. There is also snap behavior, which is a lot more advanced topic. But snapping templates are relatively easy, and this is what we are talking about here today. Again, if you press Control on keyboard, it will show a link, and clicking it will take you to this. And now you can already see something that we have here. We have nodes. Nodes are what are here in Nifskope referred to as connection points. We have node 0, 1, 2, 3, and each of them is some other kind of snap point. Harvester is perhaps a bad example for what we have on the right side as foundation, but it shows different kinds of nodes. We have origin node that can adjust your packing origin in the game. So for example, this harvester, if it was placed without this origin node, it would be sunk into the ground for half a meter, and this puts it above the ground, actually in line with the ground levels. This is transfer link, a point where the attachment of transfer links will show in the game. This is a wire attachment, it's mostly the same purpose, so just for the power. And gen foundation, it is a grounding point. So on this model, this would be this bottom point that attaches to the ground. Now, we do not want, this is a little bit too complicated for us, but these are foundations of the harvesters. You can see the name, harvester solid, large foundation. Now, if you want to copy this, you need to right click in the left panel of the xEdit, right click on the large foundation of this model, of this record, sorry, and you will copy it as new record into something. It will warn you that you will be editing game files. Say, okay, I'm sure. You will give it a name. I usually use a suffix lux, press OK, and then it will ask you where to copy this. If you have existing file, you can select this file, like this is my base mode, and since we are creating, let's say, new mode for snapping harvesters or whatever, we'll press checkbox here. We'll accept it, and we have to name it. So I'll call it like test video snaps. Do not put ESM at the end, it will add it automatically. It says without extension. So now we have this record copied, and I will show it here. Test video snaps. So we have copied a snap template. So okay, this is a different model from the one I have open on the right, but the way of working with it is the same. So we have nodes here, and there are nodes that are node number 0 and node number 1. But once you expand them, and actually even when they are collapsed, you can see in these braces that you have 5 and 4. When you expand it, you will see it's node ID 5 and node ID 4. Please be very careful once when editing or adding new nodes, because when you add a node, it will be 0 node, and it will actually have node ID 0. If you add another node, sorry, here you have to click on the line where it says nodes, right click, add node, it will again be a 0 node. Also, if you, for example, let's open any snap template that I already have, like these foundations, you can drag and drop nodes from one object, one record to the other. So example, if you have large foundations and these are very similar, I can reuse some of the nodes. I can just press one node and drag it to the other. I won't do this here, but if you have node in other file, you have to control, multi-select, click. Now we have both lines selected. Right click on any of those and compare selected. Now I can drag and drop nodes to the right side. So I just take them and move them. Okay. But, and I'll drag this one as well. Okay, this is just, has no real use for the game at the moment, but is a point to show. Now if you collapse all these, you'll see something with these nodes. They are named 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll note that xEdit names these that were 0 and 1 are now called node 4 and node 5. But this does not change the node ID. If you check this node, it has node ID 4, and this node has also node ID 4. So if you want to keep this as original, you can add this like 6, and this one has number 5, and this one has number 5. So you name this like 7. But now you have two nodes named 7. So you don't actually have to rename them all. It is only important for them to be unique. So these new nodes need to be like 9 and 10, and this one needs to be maybe 8, and they don't have to be in any order. So we don't have 0, 1, and 2 now. We have 3 followed by 6, 7, 8, then 5, 4, and 9, 10, but we do not have any duplicates. So these IDs are now okay. But after you change all the IDs of the other nodes, you also have to change this inam next node ID. So if your largest number here is 10, but you can put this at like 17 if you want, and it would still be okay, it would work, there are no duplicates. But you have to put this number to 18. So it's next node from the largest node that is already in the list. I do not exactly know what happens in the game and why it's needed, but you always need to put this node to be the largest, or some of these nodes will just be ignored. For example, if I put this at 15, this node number 7, which has ID 17, will probably not work in the game. Same will happen if you have two nodes with the same ID. So for example, this is 5 and this one is also 5. A game will only use one of these nodes, and you will be confused what happens, why is the item not snapping correctly, and so on. Please check your IDs. So make sure your IDs are always unique. Okay, so let's say this actually is a foundation that I have here on the right. You want to put these numbers that we have verified visually that these are correct, they are in correct places, they are in correct directions, and we want to put these into xEdit. So bad news, there is no way around it, you have to do it manually. So good luck. But good news is that exact numbers that you see here, once you put them into xEdit, this will work in game. You don't have to do anything special after it. Of course, you will have to test it, but if you did everything right, it will work. So I usually simply, since most of the time you will not have anything in Nifskope, and you will have maybe these two nodes in the game. I'll just delete these test ones that we made. So this is where we started at, and let's say that these are the nodes connection point 0 and 1. If you open these, I'll put this side by side. Sorry. Sorry. I'll do it like this. Okay, so if you expand this node 0, ID 5, and then you have to expand the rotation and offset. Offset is 0, 0, 0, and our translation here is what the offset is. So offset is named translation in the Nifskope. They are already marked with X, Epsilon, and Z. So you just use these numbers, 0, 0, just keep it as is. And then you have the rotation. You have Epsilon at 90, P at 0, and R at -0. Ignore this. So just use these as if they were saying X, Epsilon, and Z. So you'll put X at 90, and these two all at 0. 0 or minus 0 is the same. 180 or minus 180 is the same. You will note that once you put numbers like 180 here, it will go to minus 180. And if you put 0, it will sometimes goes to minus 0. So just make sure that these are written in xEdit, but also note that 90 and minus 90 is not the same. You will see that this pointer is now pointing inside the model. You want this at 90. So only 0 and 180 are interchangeable with negative values, but other values have to use the correct prefix. So next one is the bottom node. So we are actually finished with this one. So it's top node. And then you have to change the bottom node. You will again have offset, so it's translation. And I usually close this when I'm done, so I only have one open here, one expanded node, so I don't get confused, because offset is first and rotation is second in the xEdit. And here it's opposite. Rotation is first and translation is second. So sometimes I start writing here like 90 or minus 180, but this is wrong. You want to put offset with the translation, and it's 2, 0, and minus 1.5. Sorry, 0.5. And rotation is in this case correct. 90, 0, 180. Again, 180 or minus 180, it's all the same. You can write it as minus 180 in xEdit if you want to be sure. Just write it exactly as it is in Nifskope. So these are two nodes. Now you want to add the rest. Close this one, collapse it, expand this one, and this is the left. So you will want to add a node, expand, orientation, and you will want offset as translation. So 8.55, 0, 0, this is fine. Rotation, 0, 0, minus 190. Now we have a snag. We have a name here. I'll put this name manually. This is not something that Nifskope will do for you. You have to find a pair. Now, we want to use this node ID here, but I have to explain you how it works because it's really important. So again, I put this node manually after researching and looking for it. It will not happen automatically, and it won't be served on a silver platter for you. So you can again expand this node, press the left control and click this as a link, and it will take you to Starfield ESM snap template node. Note that snap template STMP, this is snap template, and these are snap template nodes. So node is one node, like yellow one, and template is the whole bunch of them. The whole list is a template. Okay, back to our nodes. So game provides us with a bunch of preset nodes. Some of them, well, like half of them, are made for ships and space stations, and the other half, roughly, is for outpost objects. You will know the names: snap node ship, snap node OP, or outpost is for outposts. But you can actually use any of these snaps in any of the situations. Since you are creating new objects, new templates, you can use them as you want. What you cannot do currently is create new nodes. You can make a new node. For example, okay, I'll first just copy one node. So we had left, right, top and bottom nodes. These are all storage SMB nodes, so used for storage containers. I will select them with Control, multi-select, or with Shift, we can, since they are in order. Right-click and copy as new records. And we will, we do not want to remove anything. We will not add a prefix, we will add a suffix, looks, okay, or anything that you want, to our test video file, or whatever you have named yours. And now we have snap template nodes. Okay, so you can make new snap templates. You can, it actually did not add a suffix, but you can change that here, sorry. So this is mine. I made this. You can make this template, but you cannot change the adjacent snap nodes that are not in the vanilla game. So I'll go to these nodes as well, so we can copy this. So again, we have SMB left, right, and so on. Copy as new records. Removed, prefix added, prefix, suffix added to test file. Sorry, I did the same thing. Okay, I wanted to copy a template that I use. Any template at all. For example, container large. Copy as new object. Looks, test it. Okay. So I have this large container snap. It has a bunch of snaps in it. It has back connecting to the fronts, left connecting to the right, top to the bottom, and so on. So we have these, okay, I now have duplicates, so I'll delete these that are surplus. We have adjacent nodes, and here we can see that storage small b bottom, it's bottom, connects to small b top and small a top. So bottom node will connect to any of these two top nodes. Same, if you click on the top node, you will see that it does not have any adjacent nodes. Left and right are done differently. Sorry, that was Discord, had to turn it off. So left has adjacent nodes SMB right and SMA right, and SMB right has SMA left and SMB left. So these two are like one pair, and these are the names that I use here. So on this model, so this model I use in Nifskope has pairs like this. You can see 2 and 3 are actually left and right. And as we said, 0 and 1 are top and bottom pair. And 4 and 5 are front and back. So you have to find these pairs on your own. Actually, you can use these nodes that I've shown because they are not, there's only like 20, 30 nodes in Outposts, and these are pairs, so like 10 or 15 pairs. When you try to add adjacent snap nodes and put like top and bottom into it, you will see that nothing happens, and you get error assigning because unmap form ID must belong to file ID. This is a bug in the game engine that was discovered during the development of xEdit, and this is what's new will tell you, that you cannot add these as snap adjacent nodes. You can add the original node, for example this one. With Control I, you copy the name, actually the ID, and then here in the adjacent node you can actually add another one, but only because it's a vanilla snap node. If you want to add another snap node, like for example we did here, these are copies, but these are new for the game, you cannot add them to the snap template. So most of the time you will not be able to change these adjacent modes, or actually there won't be any point in changing them. You can maybe put, I don't know, storage to connect to for example ship, but on the other side you won't be able to connect ship to this template node because you cannot reference the custom node made with any ID that is not 00. So these template nodes are something you will not use. Sorry, remove. You'll only change these templates as I've shown. So you need to find a sibling or a pair of this SMB left, best used by control clicking on it. Then you find, oh, okay, SMB right is one of the accepted pairs. And then you go back to your snap template. Sorry. And then you add a second one, or actually fourth one. Here you can use this copied ID, and now you have SMB left connecting to SMB right, hopefully, once you're done in the game. But note that we have 00, so this one should be, let's say, 1. And then again we have to change the rotation and offset. Here we used, which one is the right? SMB right. So rotation is 0090, so 0090. Do check that it's not negative 90, because that's opposite. And translation is minus negative minus 4.75, and other coordinates are 00. So once we add this template to some object, it will now be able to not only snap top to the bottom, but also left to the right. This is maybe something that you've seen in the game, because vanilla containers will snap only left to the right, but not front to the back. So you want to change that as well. So you add node, you actually add 2 because you want a pair, and you want to find some kind of pair that connects to front and back. You can actually use these pairs, or these as well. But keep in mind that if you again use right here, that this node will start snapping to this one, not just to this one. So for example, if I copy this as a reference, Now, this left node will snap both to this and this right, so your objects will be turning around while they are snapping. This may be useful for objects like storage containers, because you can then sort of rotate them and have them in different directions. But it will also be weird, because you'll see in the models that they are rotated. But if you have completely symmetrical object, then you can use this and you will not notice it in the game. What I usually want is use front and back snaps here. Luckily, if you control click and go to the list of nodes, you will see that the storage containers do not have the front and back. They are all bottom, left, right, top, bottom, left, right, top, bottom, left, right, and so on. But you will eventually find, if you look, you will find some front and back snaps. Okay? You can also find other snaps, for example, port and aft, wherever it is, for aft. You can use something like, I don't know, starboard, port and starboard. You can see port connects to starboard, and starboard on the ships connects to port. So you can use this as front and back. It doesn't matter that their name is port and starboard, which means left and right, or right and left, I'm not sure. But you can use them in any direction that you want. These are only pairs. Only thing that actually matters is this adjacent snap node. If one snap node connects to the other, they can work together. There are also nodes like this, for example. You'll note that this one node has several adjacent nodes. So it will connect this space station hub node, will connect to structural, to wall, to generic side, to the other hub. So it will connect to itself, hub 01 to hub 01, and so on. There are also, let's go back to outpost nodes. Some will connect only one-to-one, like bottom to top, left to right, and right to left, then bottom to top. But some of them, for example, let's see, which one was it? This we've already looked at. For example, launcher foundations, sorry. Okay, to airlock and walls. So airlock will connect to all kind of walls, round walls, front and back sides, and exits. And same with walls. Walls will again connect to other walls, to other fronts and backs and sides, and to the airlock. So you can use any combination of snap nodes that have the correct pairs of snaps. I have in the past used these 4 and 5. Oops, sorry. I want to copy this. If you copy ID into this box on the top left, it will take you to this record in the xEdit, anywhere it is. You'll see references, and you'll see that Starfield does not this is vanilla, so this is my base container nodes. These are my different items that use this front and back, and this is our test videos file. But original Starfield files never use storage front and storage back. See, it's weird. But these two are actually correctly adjacent. So back is paired with front and front is paired with back. So we can use this again, Control I, or just go to here and you can copy this form ID or the whole name if you copy this and go back to our test template. Sorry, not this one. You can now use, instead of repeating left and right twice, you can use back, and actually you can browse here, front. So you can change these values in a few different ways. Again, for the front, you'll want to enter correct offsets, rotations, as you have set them up visually in Nifskope. Once you add these, I will not just go type this, make sure that you have now new IDs here, 1 and 3, for example. Make sure after you are done editing template, whole snap template, that 5, 4, 0, 1, 2, 3, these are correct. These are all they're all unique, no duplicates between IDs, and largest is 5, so here 18 is okay, but you would probably put it at 6 to make it look nicer. This is your template now. Now you want to assign this template to that harvester, foundation, object, and so on. So again, you will copy this ID. This is your unique ID of your record, of your snap template. And then you will go to, for example, harvesters. I will just use one of my files because the list is smaller. For example, I want to copy this airlock. Copy as new record, looks test into test file. I can close this now. And now I have a record. This is some object that I want to snap. And let's say this was empty, maybe. Just double click it, paste your number, your ID, and you will now connect to harvester solid large foundation of your own. You can later change these names by editing this field and say like, I don't know, Outpost Snap custom test. Okay? It will change automatically here because it's tied to form IDs. Never change form IDs, but you can change the editor IDs, which are the names. These names are used mostly for you to better organize and find your own files. Again, let's say this was custom harvester test, and let's say this is generic harvester test. So this will connect automatically one to the other, and if you click this harvester test, it's referenced by one object and it's generic harvester test object. If you go to generic harvester object, you can see its snap template is linked to our custom harvester test. So now if you build this package in the game and build a second one, it will use this template to snap left to right, front and back, top to bottom. Of course, there are additional things that you have to add to have a complete objects in the game. So I will not go through it step by step. I will just show you example of my own Outpost objects. So most of them, actually anything that you want to build, is always starting with constructible object. This can be a list, for example, list of airlocks, or a list of, I don't know, stairs. If you control click the FLST, which is form list, you will go to this form list. Any form list has a list of either other constructible objects, or can be also static files or packets. So our stairs connect to, let's say, these tiny stairs. And we are again in the list of constructible objects here in my custom file, B.A.S.E. These constructible objects will connect either to stat files, or for more complicated items, to packets. Once you control click these, you'll go to the packet or the static file, and these have snap templates. And this is what we made today. It's not the same one, but for example. And you can see IDs 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next node ID is 6, so it's okay. And you will note some of the objects have, for example, I have four nodes that are all using the same node type, wall A01, because I want this node to snap in 4 directions to any other node. But you can also go back to our original foundations. This is the foundation you see on the right in the Nifskope. It connects top to bottom, left to right, back to front. And there's another generic bottom here for the stairs and pillars, which is advanced topics. Let's say floating one is a simple one. It connects top to bottom, left to right, back to front, and simple connector for the stairs. You will be able to make different kinds of snaps, and you can actually connect snaps inside the to the pieces of the packets. For example, this landing pad. Okay. So this is a custom landing pad that I made. It's a bit larger, extra size. It connects to, it references a packet, which then has snap template. This snap template connects again, left to right, back to front, and so on. These are pillars that go to the bottom. So I have 4 points on the bottom because it's large, and now I want 4 connections to the ground because it creates pillars at these points, and this is not behavior. But this same packet has a cell which contains other pieces. This can be static or other packets even. So you can have packet inside the packet inside the packet, like Inception. And these items, these edges, for example, again, control clicking, they can have their own snap template. So a piece of landing pad has snap template, and landing pad as a whole has another snap template. This will actually work, and this snap template has connections to left and right only. You can get lost in these cells, packets, and templates. So when starting, start with something small. Start with maybe just a static file. So something simple, let's say my walls. These are initial walls that I made. This is like a beta version item that I made when I was researching for the base mode. this wall, I can show you this actually. There's a nice script that you can use. So I will show you this as well in my article, wherever it is. You can go to xEdit scripts. You can go to scripts uploaded by me, and you will find several scripts. This is actually not my script. This was made by a member of xEdit Discord server. You can download this file. Once you download the file, it's a simple text file for the script. You can put it into xEdit, edit scripts, and it's file open something script, name doesn't matter. Put it into xEdit. I think you may need to restart, maybe not. And then once you select any kind of static file, I will close this Nifskope. I will close this one as well, so you can see it happening. When you find some nice object that you want to look at in the Nifskope, just press Ctrl O. It means open, and it will open, if you see the messages here, it will open this file. It will open the model that is referenced here under the model, and you can see it's a NIF file. It's what we used in Nifskope to set the snap points. So you can, this is extracted directly from the game files, so it has no snap nodes, but this is the simple wall. You press block, insert, Bethesda, connection point parents, you get 1 point. You want like at least 2 for the left and the right. They will be put into the same point at 0, 0, 0. You put 1, okay, it's correct at 0, 0, 0. Maybe a little bit to the negative. See, but extremely like 0.2. And the right side is like 2. No, it's like 4. Then you have to check it visually. It's 4.02 or something like that. And you can just, for visualization, put it at some height that you like middle of the object, for example. Note that these are pointing the same direction, so this would not snap correctly. You want to rotate them for 90 degrees, and this one for, you can try 90, for example. No, it's looking inside the object, so try the opposite, negative 90. Okay, so this look okay now. And then you would create the snap template. Okay, this one has like a lot of them because I made them at 45 degrees as well, but basic ones are 90. And okay, which one is 90? So this is offset by 402. This is okay. 4 is a little bit inside the object, but it worked. But perfect would be 4.02s or 3. You have to play around with the exact coordinates. Game will accept a little bit of overlap between these, but not too much. So 402, it's our translation 402. Other one has translation offset of 002. So this is our 002. You can put full 0 here, 002. They're rotated by 90 degrees. This is the one. And it is important that you work node by node. So 002 is 0090. So 002 is 0090. So this one is correct. And other one is offset at 402. It's 402 and 00 negative 90. 0090 and negative. So this is the most basic object. It is a static file. It's referenced by, okay, you can, I will mention this, okay. So it's a static file, stat, here under the tree of records, it's static. And it has a snap template. And if you make a basic snap template like this, with just 2 nodes, it will work. And these walls will snap to it to itself, to the clones, multiples of these walls, in a straight line as you'd expect them. Like, imagine it on this grid, snapping one next to the other. And as you've seen, this snap template, and this is great thing about snap templates, you can actually reuse them. So this snap template has what, 12, 13 nodes. But not to make for each variant of this node, for example, okay, I'll show it here. So there is like a window model. Again, Control O to open. So this one probably has the same snaps like this one. It just adds a window in the middle. So you can actually keep 2 Nifskope windows, one next to the other. Right click this whole connection point parents, block, copy branch, not copy, but copy branch. This will copy everything that is below this object. And then here, click on the parent 9 node parent object here in the Nifskope, right click, block, and again paste branch. So it will copy everything. And you will see this is like just to check that you are using the correct values, that these walls are actually same width and size and so on. And then you can say, okay, this one is same as this one. So I don't need to save this. You can save it for the future reference maybe, but you don't have to. But here you can, sorry, under view, you can use the same snap template as the other wall. So mid 01, mid 02, mid 02 with the other window, this or use the same snap template. You can see the lines are green. So changes are in the lines that are other color, and the green lines are all same. So snap template is the same. These 4 files, these 4 objects, buildable objects, 4 static objects, all use the same snap templates. These don't even have to be static. You can see, for example, my packings, which are, for example, 2 by 2, 2 by 2, and I have more, 2 by 2. These are all different objects. These are packings, large ceilings on 2 floors, and they have exactly the same snap template and, of course, snap behavior as well. So if you go to one of these, you'll see it has, again, 12, 13 snap points. You don't have to make the same job, same work for each and every object, each and every record in the game. You just apply the same template to this. So if you watch the Fallout 4 snapping videos here, you will see
Connect.
I won't be listening to this. I just want to show this. So he shows the same thing I showed.
Nifskope, where that line is pointing out.
Oops, sorry. But in Fallout and Skyrim and so on, older games, you had to edit each and every NIF file with the snap nodes. So you made this work. It's just 2 nodes, but for example, that foundation I was looking at earlier, it's this one. No. So this is quite some work. You need to adjust all these snap points. Then you need to do this to all the NIF files. So if you have black, white, and green foundation, you would have to do this 4 or 5 times for once for each of the colors of the models or any changes that it has. But in Starfield, in the creation engine 2, you just need to apply, you just need to fake it in the Nifskope once, write these numbers into the xEdit, save one snap template, not snap node, but snap template, and then you can just copy this form ID any amount of times that you need it. I actually have some of these, let's see, not a round wall, but a straight one. This one. It has been referenced 24 times because there are 24 custom walls that all snap in the exact same way. Imagine doing this work 24 times or just once. It may be intimidating watching this video and listening to this all, but once you get the hang of it, creating one template can take you maybe 5 minutes or so. And then you just apply this 24 times. And the best of all is you can do it quickly. I will not I won't destroy my file now, but for example, you click a bunch of files and you add just one template here, something. You can right click and copy to selected records. Then you can select them and imagine 24 walls here and just click OK and you're done. You spent 5 minutes in the Nifskope and xEdit making a template. Then you attach it to one object. Then just click all the, for example, 2x2s. We use 2x2 ceilings example, so it won't make any changes. But you okay, wrong one. So if you want to copy this to all 5 of these, but you can use 50 if you want. You can copy to selected, leave all the check marks, OK, and you see it's bold now, in bold font. These are copies now, and these are edits, and you can see it here. These have been edited by xEdit. And this snap template is now applied to all of them. So it's quick work and something you want to use eventually. So once you make a set of, I don't know, 10 objects, 15 objects like I did for my Outpost mod, you can then reuse most of the templates, snap templates on other objects. Of course, there are outliers, as usual. You always have to test in the game. You will note some of these round walls that have really weird numbers like 5.84567 and origin at negative 1.315, and this one has origin at negative 395 and 1465 and so on, and these are referenced by just 1 or 2 walls that I made. but okay, I had to spend like 2 hours to fix this, but I could use I don't know, 10 minutes to do 27 items. So use these. Some people say, "Oh, Starfield, new Bethesda way of snapping is weird. It's useless. It's I don't know, this and that." No, it's not. You actually have less work once you know how to do it. So I do hope that this video helped you. You will find links in the description of the video. I will link this article of mine, where I put it now, these tools of trade. From this article, you can also check my other articles because some of them are useful for adding icons to the Outpost Builder lists, some tips and tricks about building and so on. You can also download my files and see how I did some of these things with snaps. You can open my snap templates and my snap behaviors, for example, and so on. So hopefully these resources will help you. The tools of trade will take you to links for these tools, xEdit and Nifskope, along the other tools that I use, and some I don't use, but I've added them because I know other people find them very useful, and I will hopefully expand this article further as I dive deeper into the modding. Well, that's it. I will, at a later date, if there is a need, if I find other people asking same questions again and again, I have 2 more things to show. This is like just ask me if you want me to spend time doing videos. I don't want to do that, but I do want to help people. So one of these is, in xEdit, is snap template behavior. It's useful, for example, these are just simple foundations. When you build a foundation that references it, for example, a large full foundation, it will use this template to apply these objects to any snap that is called like this. For example, this column stairs will apply the stairwell and this round wind turbine foundation to nodes that are here. If you remember me mentioning the large landing pad, it has 4 of these 0, 1, A bottom gen foundation snap nodes. This behavior will add this model, which I can show you actually if I dig into the files. It will apply this foundation and will keep stacking them until it hits the ground level. So that is how the game uses the adjustable 2-click building of vanilla hubs and I don't know, vanilla landing pads and cargo links. And you can use this snap behavior easily for this use. You can also do really weird stuff with it. You can actually game uses it. If you have ever snapped one hub to the other, it will use some kind of magic. In the game it looks like a magic to create a hallway between two hubs. This is snap behavior. So this is vanilla. What I'm showing you now on screen is vanilla snap behavior for one type of the hubs, for hydroponic hubs, and you have a lot of conditions here. So if the other object has keyword outpost wall, and it's type of hub small or hub round small, hex large, hallway, and so on, airlocks and such, it will create this, it will swap backend with this backend. So this is backend with the small exit. So you can use snap behavior for fun things like automatic stairs, automatic foundations, automatic connections between two objects, two hubs in this example, and wise people and wiser than me will for sure use it for other things as well. Another thing that I could show people if they are interested, it's very useful, but it is sort of touchy and complicated. It's Navmeshing. For example, these 2x2s have a cell, and inside this cell, this is custom cell. As you can see, this cell is inside my mod, and there is a navigation mesh, which NPCs and, for example, your followers and such will use to walk around this floor, this object. It's a lot of manual work, but again, it uses Nifskope. Hello. And in this case, for example, I'll show you which is the latest, this one. So you will notice this white shape. This is a tri shape, and I use this again. Is similar to snap points to visualize, but then you have to do it manually. So if you look at this tri shape, it has some kind of mesh with vertices, with triangles that you have to connect manually. Each of these, if you can see, clicking this will show you these little points. I have to zoom in, for example, this one, and you can see them around the whole object. And then there are triangles. These are more visible. These connect, for example, points 8, 5, and 3. So points 8, 5, and 3 make up this triangle that is said 8, 5, and 3. So another very manual work to do, but again, if you have objects like my 2x2s and you make one of them manually like this through Nifskope, and then again manually write all this data, everything that you see me scrolling here is manually done. But once you do this, you can just copy whole navigation mesh and paste it to another 2x2. So if you check this one, it's another one. It has navigation mesh, but if you compare these two, you'll see most of the data is same. So you can just copy it and use it for other objects that are same in dimensions, same size. And I had one more thing I wanted to mention as a possibility of tweaking your objects in Nifskope is the material that you can use. And I'll just this with material names and give you a little bit more space to see. So this object I need to find. Okay, so this geometry is a mesh and it has this material, and if you click this txt, you'll see it uses Outpost concrete plane something. But for example, you want to use, I don't know, blue brick, some brick, I don't know. I'm not sure how it will look, but you'll see the effect. Just paste the name, and now your foundation has different kind of look. It's not blue, but okay, whatever. If you want to, I remember this one, just a moment. Beach blanket, no, sorry. There's a bed towel, for example, blue, or let's say green. And again, you change the texture and you'll have green is ugly, but okay. Kitchen and dish towels. But you see, it's some kind of different texture. This object is really large, so, but you can see it's like knitted texture of a towel. You can change materials like that, and then you can make custom objects, and with these you can make new stuff in the game. I'll show you what I did. This is about to be released soon. Glass, hydroponic glass. Okay, not in this folder, just a moment. So I made this in custom folder. Oops, sorry. Wrong folder. Data, meshes, and we'll use exteriors. So you can see this type of building with nice blue pattern glass, and I made the whole set with the corners and walls, and you can make these quite easily using Nifskope. And then in xEdit you need to just copy the whole. For example, this is colony, you would copy this, but you need to copy everything: cells, templates, template behaviors, stats, packings, and so on, the whole chain, and make your own objects. I can also show you some tricks, for example, how to copy all of this easily. This is something I mentioned in my article, but I just linked to it. You can apply a script. There's a great script named create new part that you can find on the GitHub of its creator, and then it will apply the script. Sorry, I should not use it on packings, but on the constructible objects. For example, all of these foundations I want to create. Oops. Apply script, create new part into base. Okay, I will do it into the test video. Okay, and then you have options to do it, and it will save you a couple hours at least manually clicking and copying files that you don't want to do manually. There's a lot more to learn. Please let me know if you want me to make another video or some article about one of these ways that I create my outpost objects and constructible objects for the outposts. Hopefully this wasn't too boring and it wasn't too overwhelming, and I hopefully that it will help you create mods for Starfield. And like I said, please let me know how you liked it. And sorry, I am not a native English speaker, and I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't have professional microphones, professional equipment and such. This is like my first voiced video that I did for anything, basically. And I hope you don't mind some of the confusion I had during the video, or how I pronounce certain things maybe in the wrong way. But like I said, I hope it was helpful and that you heard everything, because I just spent 2 hours talking and my throat is sore. See you around. And if you need anything, remember you can find me on Discord. You can find me on the xEdit channels. You can add me for direct messages and so on. Just find these in my profile. I've added links to my Discord and my GitHub and my YouTube channel all around, so you can find me, so you can contact me and ask any questions. See you around, and yeah, bye.